What's up, guys? Welcome back to the $1 Million Challenge, where I start with $1. I'm trying to get to $1 million, getting 1% profit every single day through sports betting, investing, and gambling. All right, today's gonna be a little bit of a different episode. I mean, it's the same thing I usually do, but I gotta talk a little bit at the beginning here. So if you want to just skip to the gameplay, feel free to skip ahead. But first things first, we're gonna step through the tracking sheet, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about how I've been playing recently, and then my plans for today, and hopefully moving forward, at least in the near future. So right now we're on day 428. The bankroll is sitting at $5,622. We had one sports bet for the day. This is back from March 18th, 2026. It was a $38 bet, and it looks like it's saying like to pay there, but it actually lost that bet because Kevin Durant did not get his 20 points. So I lost $38 on DraftKings, but that was the only sports bet we have for the day. Everything else stayed pretty much flat, so we did lose some money. So to get our 1% profit goal would be $56, but since we lost $38 sports betting, we have to get like an additional $38. So our 1% profit goal for the day, or to reach our 1% profit goal, we have to get $102 on the website. Gambling today, which is gonna be pretty crazy. Just to give you guys a little bit of a look into what we're getting into today, though. If I drag these numbers down real quick and paste these over here, you can see before we get into the second day, I mean, this will probably change depending on how the first day goes here, but we went down about 0.8% the first day just from sports betting, and we have to get $102. And then the second day, this will probably change a little bit after we do the first day, but we're looking at a 1.5% decrease before even going into the day. So we're gonna have to get $142. So like, overall, we're gonna be going for like $243 today on the website. It's going to be a very aggressive day, really good or really bad, but it's going to be a stressful episode, and we got to do a lot of work today. So just giving you a little heads up. I always do that before I record each video, so I want to give you guys, a little bit of insight what we're getting into. A couple things before we get into some gameplay, though. Last couple episodes, I'm playing super aggressive, and I really don't know why I've been doing that. I think I was kind of stuck into the same strategies for a while, and people wanted me to change things up, so I tried to change it up, being a little bit more aggressive, playing some slots and Keno, and they are not good games, especially slots, for getting 1% profit goal each day. So not a good move on my part, very aggressive. I don't even know why I really chose that, just trying to switch it up a little bit. But I was doing some review, so I watched my videos back, and kind of like if I was in football in high school. If you ever played sports, you know how you watch film. You watch like what you did well in the game, what you did good, what you did bad, and you move on to the next week. It's kind of what I do, and that's what I did, especially for the last episode. So I realized I was playing like very aggressive games that have a lot of variance, very risky. That's not how the challenge is supposed to go. Also, gambling is not supposed to be our main driver. Obviously, to get 1% profit every day between sports betting and investing through the stock market and crypto, it's very aggressive. So you do have to gamble a lot, obviously, but it's not supposed to be like the main thing. So when it comes to gambling, I should be a lot safer. That's how I used to be way back earlier in the challenge. So I had a couple people reach out in the comments over the past few episodes saying I should talk to AI and get some strategies from AI. I've done that before. It doesn't really work well, at least from what I try to do. Every time I talk to AI, it gives me like really weird strategies, like auto strategies and stuff, and it just doesn't make sense on paper. There's like no increase on bets, and I just know they wouldn't work out. They wouldn't be profitable, so I never actually like follow AI strategies. But I spoke with AI about my challenge and the best way to really go about it. And this is something I always talked about before. Kind of lost the plot clearly recently. Definitely lost the plot. Like I'm trying to be super aggressive gambling. We're supposed to be super safe. This whole challenge, obviously 1% is aggressive every day, but the idea is to be very safe overall, and safe in small increments, which is aggressive if you zoom out, getting that much profit each day. But it reminded me that I always talked about this before. The more you play, the higher of a chance you have of losing, and that house edge kicks in. So every bet you place, the house edge is taking away your money. So if you place 1,000 bets, that house edge is eating way more than just placing like one blackjack hand. That's what I used to do. I did that for a little bit. I'd just play like 1 or 2 blackjack hands for the day, which is it's risky too. There's always risk, right? There's always different types of risk. Blackjack hands, basically, if you increase the bet size, I guess you got three things. You got the bet size, how big your bet is. You got the game you're playing, which has a house edge, and the multiplier. So there's a lot of variables with that, depending on like what game you're playing. If you're playing dice, you can adjust the multiplier. That has a 1% house edge, I'm usually placing like smaller bets, so that's like not good to place super small bets. You can place a lot of bets. You can place smaller bets on a game that has a low house edge, you want to play fewer bets, not smaller bets, like fewer bets. Place like 1 or 2 bets versus placing 1,000, and then ideally low house edge, and then your multiplier, you don't want to go for like a 10x, you want to go for like a 2x or lower. So with that said, ChatGPT suggested, I think this is really aggressive, it suggested that I go for a 1% blackjack hand, and it suggests I lower my stop loss to 2%. So basically, it's saying I should just like play one hand of blackjack every day. If I lose that hand, then maybe go to like dice, play some like safe strategies to try to like get that back, play at 1% of my bankroll on blackjack to get that 1% profit pool. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm kind of going to try it today though, a little bit. So to get $102, I'm going to try to do I think half that, like a $51 hand of blackjack to start off, which I'm pretty nervous about. It's a pretty big bet. And also on the website here, we have $180 in the vault, and then we have our 4% pulled out. So I don't even have like another full day of stop loss. So we gotta be careful. But let's get into this. All right, so coming into live blackjack, I'm gonna try to play ChatGPT to go for 1%. So I guess really I should be going for 1% instead of I think it's gonna be the move, which would be $56. So we're gonna try that. We're gonna go for ChatGPT's suggestion, and I think that would take some trial and error. I think it's one of those things too where, like I said, it's saying I should do a 2% stop loss with this blackjack strategy. So I guess I play 3 hands max, or I guess 2 hands max and lose 2 hands. But we'll try that today, just because I think that's probably the best bet. If we win the first hand, we'll try to get the extra money, but I don't want to push to get that full 1% for the day and risk our bankroll too much. So I will admit, I'm kind of in a scarcity mindset just because our vault is kind of tight. So yeah, I'm just keeping it real. I don't want to have to pull money over. The goal is to, I should mention this, I realized too, I gotta start investing money probably like weekly. As long as we're in profit, I should be putting money into our investment account as much as possible, because that's gonna be like the biggest thing. We got a 14. We gotta fill up that investment account fast. So anytime I have like leftover money, like FanDuel, Fanatics, this website, I'm gonna try to just shovel money in the investment account. Not too much where I have to like be super tight on money in the other accounts, but that's the plan. So yeah, we're gonna change things up a little bit. We're gonna change things up. Every time I kind of get in these little, I guess, in the trough, I guess, of the challenge. Oh, she's an ace. Yeah, she's gonna pull 17. All right, we're down 1%. I'm gonna go for one more. And if we lose this, I'm just gonna call it. If we win this, we'll be even. We'll try to come back a little bit. But yeah, I'm also trying not to look at the numbers anymore. I know I talked about this recently too. I know people probably don't watch every single video of mine, but as I was saying, ChatGPT also told me that between $3,000 and $10,000 is like one of the toughest parts of the challenge mentally, because you're seeing like real dollar amounts. So like, $55 right now, it's a decent amount of money, like to see that just get like wiped real quick. So mentally speaking, it's a little bit more stressful. I guess it said once you get past that like $10,000 mark, I guess you're more used to those numbers. And at the end of the day, I gotta remind myself, this isn't like my money. I mean, it kind of is, my money, but at the end of the day, like, I'm not risking my own money. All right, we have 2 9s against a 9, which is a split. Oh, man. Oh, do we play by the book, or do we just do our 2% stop losses? That's our like we already lost 1%. This would be our 2% if we lose this. I think we take the risk, man. I think we play by the book. I think we play by the book. That's huge. That's as good as it gets. The only thing that's better than that is getting an ace. So hopefully he gets a 19. We push, worst case scenario. I mean, he can still pull something crazy and pull out like a 21, so we'll see. 11. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's insane. All right, I'm not gonna risk the last 60 bucks. We're just gonna keep that. I'm gonna enter this in the sheet and we'll move on to the next day. Okay, so day 428, we lost $165 gambling. We had that first bet we lost. We had a split and dealer pulled a 21. Brutal. But at least we didn't go down 4%. So really, we went down like 3% on the website, and then we were already down like, 0.71% going into the day. So it could be worse. I think that's kind of the idea, is like, instead of just like cranking that 4%, we're going to take the L no matter what, hit that 4%, just call it kind of early. I mean, technically, if I didn't have to split that, we would be only down 110 bucks on the website. So that's kind of the idea. I don't know. I kind of like that, especially where we're at. Just being super aggressive. I don't know, man. This is the thing too, like every time I'm down, I think more than like half the bankroll for the day. So I'm already down like 2%. I have to double my bankroll to get back to even, and then get like another whatever it is for the day. You know what I'm saying? Like if I got the 4%, if I lose a bunch of money, like last episode I was doing the slots, I was doing spins on slots, I was down like 150 bucks. It's like, dude, to recover from that is just like a lot of work to begin with, and then you still have to get the profit goal. I've realized that like once you're down too much, it's really hard to come back. So maybe it's a good method. We'll see. We're gonna keep running with it. Moving on to day 429, we're sitting at 5,372. We had some sports bets for the day. $25 we placed between all three bets there, and we lost all of them. So we went down 25 bucks from sports betting. Not a great day, but it is what it is. And crypto went down a decent amount there, 50 bucks, 56 bucks. And the markets, I guess the investment portfolio stayed about the same. So yeah, with crypto going down and the sports betting losses, we went down a little bit extra too. So right now we're sitting at 5,372. Our 1% profit goal should be about $54. 4% stop loss is $215. And yeah, since we already went down on the day, let's see what that number is here. Yeah, we already went down 1.56%. So you need to get $140. I think I'm gonna try the same method. We're gonna try to do like 1% bet on Blackjack. I don't know if I'm gonna be going for this entire goal. Like I said, I think that's like really pushing it. We'll see how it goes. If I can get a win or two in a row, maybe we'll keep pushing. But yeah, we'll see. I'm not trying to recover everything from the past couple days here. Just trying to keep the balance. I don't want the bankroll to just keep diving down deeper. I'd rather just try to get like a little win or a little loss. Kind of keep it from jumping around too much, if that makes sense. Just kind of keep it a little bit flat. So we're gonna hop on the website and see if we can make some profit. All right, coming into the website, I did pull money out of the vault. So we have $25 left in the vault. And let me place this bet, 55 bucks, 1% of our bankroll. So yeah, we have $215 in our balance. Obviously I just placed that bet there. So we have 160 down here. Blackjack, off to a good start. Okay. She doesn't have the, all right, I was making sure she didn't have the blackjack either. All right, that's a good hit. Now I think realistically I should run this back. So run this back, we'll see how this one goes, and then we went one step at a time. I don't even want to think about afterwards. We'll see if we can get another like quick win here. Or maybe not. We'll see. We did get a blackjack, so we had a little bit extra money too, which is good. 14 against a 6 is going to be a stand, I believe, right? Yeah. Okay. That dude got a blackjack though. That's pretty sick. Good for him. Let's see what she got here. 14. Pull an 8 or higher. And she pulls a 4. Alright, so we're right back to where we started actually. We have a little bit of extra money from that blackjack. So run it back again. Run it back. See how it goes. 17. Not a good look. 16. Just pull something. 19 is crazy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so now we're starting to play a lot of hands. Probably gonna get, you know, more losses for sure. I'm just keep flat betting it. We'll stay at this because really, at this point, I think we're down like 1.5%. All right, 18 against an 8. We're gonna stay in that. Don't pull a 10. She pulls a 5. 17. I would take the win there. Okay, so we're still up 0.5% from that blackjack. I don't have the live stats pulled up because I just don't want to see what she pulls before us. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. A 15 against an ace. She doesn't have it. We gotta hit that though. That's just disgusting. I don't like that at all. Okay, we get a 19. I'll take it. She has a 17. Okay. Let's see our profit real quick. Actually, I don't think I reset the live stats. Yeah, I did not. Let's go for one more. Let's go for one more. I think if we get this, we're just going to call it. 14 against a 5 is a stand. Oh, she has an ace too. It gives her more chances. Yeah, she pulls a 17. Dang, man. All right, we'll run it back. All right. Don't have the 21 on her end. This could be good for us. She 2 aces. Okay. So we are up, I think, $110. I think we might just call it there. I'm going to back out of here. All right, here's the deal. We're up $110 on the day. I'm going to reset the live stats. We need $140 to get our 1% profit goal for the day. So I'm going to try to get another $30. I probably should actually vault some money. Let's vault our profit already. Let's vault that. Okay, so we profited $110. We're at 215. That's our 4% stop loss. Reset the live stats. I'm gonna try to get another $30. I feel like that shouldn't be that crazy. Just because we had a couple days of losses recently, so I figured I'll go for a little bit extra. So the way this strategy works, I'm gonna pull this up real quick. These are the conditions for this, just so you're aware of what I'm doing. I've written this recently, so I'm not going to explain it that much. Basically, it's a 75% win chance, and every time you get a loss, it'll increase your bet by... sorry, I was just doing some math to see what my base bet should be. Every time you get a loss, it'll increase your bet by 315%. So when you win, you will recover and you make a little bit of profit. And your base bet is 1 penny for every $10. So I should be at a 22 cent base bet. I think I'm just gonna start off at like 18 cents. Give it a little bit of extra space there. We'll do 20 cents. And I think I should go for like 10 bucks. So we'll start this and just try to get like 10 bucks profit. And this is exactly the opposite of what I was just talking about, how when you place a ton of bets, you have a high chance of hitting that house edge, busting your bankroll. So the goal is to not run it super long, just because we're going for 10 bucks here. So we don't want to run this for like 3,000 bets. We're just trying to run it ideally for like maybe a couple hundred max. So we'll see how this goes. Probably easily could run this for the whole $30. I think this strategy could probably pull it off. I just get so hesitant with these auto strategies, man. We'll try to get like 10 bucks. Okay, it's getting pretty close. Just slow it down a little bit. Alright. Pretty easy. Pretty easy 10 bucks there. We only did like 200 bets. Now the question is, do I stay here? Do I go? I should go to a different game. I said I was gonna do 10 bucks. Let's go to a different game real quick. Alright, I'm gonna try the diamond strategy. We're gonna do the down and bear strategy. I'm gonna start off with 60 cents. And we're gonna try to get this up to a total of $20 in profit. So we're looking for another $10 in profit on this game here. There's a good hit right there. Another good hit, 3x, another 3x, 2x. It's cooking. It is cooking. Up to 1.8 here. Another 3x. We're almost right where we need to be. I figured if I run this a short distance instead of trying to push it too far, we might be chilling. So there's, yeah, we're up to 20 bucks profit. We still need 10 bucks for the day. Let's go into a different game. All right, now we're on high-low. I'm gonna start with a $1 bet, and anything a 5 through 9 we're gonna skip. But I'm gonna try the down bear strategy on this. So every time we lose, we will just increase a unit. I tried this a couple episodes ago. It's pretty slow, so I think that's a good thing though. We'll just try to run this pretty slow. Looking to get a 2x here. We're pretty close. I should have skipped that because it was a 5. So we'll just increase this. We're looking for anything greater than a 2x here. Anything 5 through 9 we're gonna skip. This is somebody's strategy that they suggest in the Discord server, so I'm not gonna take credit for this one. But yeah, the idea is to just get some safe hits here. Okay. There's our 2x. We'll cash that out. Then we'll go back to a $2 bet. Just following the down bear strategy. Go higher than an ace, lower than a king. Skip the 7. Lower than a queen. Skip the 5. Lower than a king. Lower than a 10. Okay, we go back up to $3. Lower. Higher. Higher. Lower. Alright, we lose that. We're up to $4 now. Go lower. Higher. Higher. Skip the 5. Lower. Skip. Skip. Lower. Higher. Okay. I didn't mean to skip that, but good thing I did because I would have went lower. Lower than a jack. 2.06 in profit. We're going to cash that out. And we're back to a $3 bet. Skip the 9. Skip the 5. Go lower. We lose that immediately. Back to a $4 bet. Go lower. Skip. Higher. Skip. Skip. Lower. Higher. Lower. 2.11. Cash that out. We did make profit on that. So if we go over to high-low here, yeah, we're in profit. So I'm going to go back to a $1 base bet. It's just a very slow version of doing a down bear on a 2x pretty much. But I guess technically, like, you can get a little bit more than the 2x if you go a little bit over. You get like a 2.11, you know, something like that too. It's kind of nice. I think if we get one more win here, we should be good. Yeah, 2.06. We're gonna cash that out. All right. So we're $2 in profit. Yeah, I mean, slow strategy, but I think it works so far. So we'll keep running with it. Go lower, skip, higher, lower. Oh, we're already above a 2x, we'll cash that out. Run it back. Go higher, lower, lower, higher, lower, higher. Here's our 2x, cash that out. Run it back. Go lower, skip, 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 higher, higher, skip, go lower, and we're 2.14x, we'll cash that out. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's slow, but it's working. This is probably like the slowest type of content. I apologize for that. We're gonna increase this by 1 unit up to $2 here. And then we'll go up to $3. But yeah, I realized too, I remember a couple people were saying like what I was doing was pretty boring. But I was running the same strategies that were working a couple weeks ago. But usually it's the boring stuff that works, you know? I always say that, man. Sorry if things get a little bit stale, we're gonna cash that out. But yeah, I mean, usually things that aren't super exciting, even for me, man, like this isn't exhilarating for me. But if I'm gonna get profit, I enjoy it, you know? I'd rather play something boring, get the profit for the day, than play something fun and bust my bankroll, you know? Like slots are so fun. Playing Duck Hunters, like the one episode, but busting your bankroll is not fun, you know? All right, let's skip that. We're getting pretty close here. A couple more wins, we should be good. Skip that. Go lower, higher, skip, 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 higher, skip, higher. We lose, okay. Skip that, go higher, lower, higher, higher, lower, skip, higher, higher. We got it, okay. If we get a win here, we're done. We need $1. So skip. Should have hit that, we'll keep skipping though. Higher, skip, lower, higher. All right, we lose that. Go higher, skip, higher, skip, higher. We lose that, we're up to $3 now. Go higher, 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 skip, higher, lower. There's our profit. All right, back to $1. If we get this, we're done. Skip that, skip, higher, skip, 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 higher, higher. We lose it. All right, $2 bet. Come on, man. Bring us home. That's brutal. We go up to a $4 bet. We're just gonna martingale it real quick. See if we can just finish this off pretty quickly. We're at 1.5x. We're getting there. Go lower. Go lower than a queen. Lower than a queen. There it is. $30 in profit, and we had the 110 from Blackjack. So we hit the profit goal for the day. We're gonna enter that on the sheet and wrap up the video. Day 429 was a win. We got a 1% profit goal. We got our $141 on the website. So we got a little bit extra, but yeah, that's a good day, man. That was a battle. I mean, between the 2 days there, going for $240 is crazy. Overall in the video though, gambling wise, we went down $24 on the website, which isn't that bad, dude. It's way better than going down, you know, $435. We went down $25, so I'm really not upset with that. If we take a look at what we did for the video, we went down $109 in the video. again, not that great, but really not that bad. Trying to just look at the bright side, man. What was the other? Oh yeah, we went up about $9 in bonuses for the day, and then yeah, $24 down to that 109 was from gambling. Something else we're kind of considering too is like if we're already down for the day, you know, these 2 days here, like going for those big goals, man, it might just be like a smart move to just not even gamble. Like we're not really feeling it, if we're not in the right like headspace, or if I just think the goal is a little bit too high, or just going for like half the goal or something. I don't know. Or just trying to get like the 1% profit goal, or like with the 1% on the bankroll instead of like going for like recovery and an additional 1%. Because I think like, yeah, I have to take risk in this challenge for sure, but I'm realizing recently we're taking a lot of risk and it's not really paying off. I mean, we were $682 in profit from gambling, and then within like what, 4 days, we lost $520 just from gambling. Like that's crazy. I guess that's $620. We lost $620 gambling in 4 days. That's, you know, it's making me like reconsider things a little bit. Just think about the gambling aspect. Gambling's supposed to be, and again, I played like way different than I usually do. I was playing really aggressive. So it is, you know, there's a lot of factors going on all the time in this challenge. So I'm trying to just always, I think throughout the entire challenge, guys, I'm going to be trying to curate the challenge, fix it, adjust it like the whole way through. I believe it's never going to be 100% perfect. There's like an absolute best strategy. I think just kind of feeling things out, seeing what works, what doesn't the whole way through. I think it's just going to be part of the process. The thing that is frustrating though, I mentioned this last episode, like right now we're at 5,500, but I'm trying to see like where that kind of was, and we did fluctuate a lot back here, but really that kind of sets us back, I would say about right here. So about 10 days, 12 days, it would just kind of, you know, stayed flat in 12 days. Again, grand scheme of things, not that bad. Another point I wanted to make, I think this is also really important. If we take a look, I'll do this first. If I look at this, and this is not correct, really. For the month of March, I know you can't see this, but it says if I add up all these percentages, we're up 5% on the month. And that's if you just, you know, take the average of all these percentages, which isn't accurate because the bankroll fluctuates. So that's not like an even percent each day. So what I actually have to do here is take our end bankroll today over the beginning of March, which is right here. This would give us our current increase on the month. I gotta convert this to a percent real quick. So we're up, yeah, I mean the 5%, that's the average percentage we moved, but realistically, since the bankroll does adjust, where we're at right now on March 19th that I'm playing right now, we're up 4% on the month pretty much. And that's something I really want to take into account. This was for February, right here. We were up 23% in February. Obviously there's still like 2 weeks of March left, so this will probably, you know, definitely change. But I want to take that into account, man. I think a win in this challenge is getting positive percentages each month, like a positive return each month. Even if it, you know, hopefully this goes up by the end of the month. But even if we hit a 4% increase in the month, you know, that's definitely not 1% a day. It should be like 33% for the month if we compounded 1% every single day. 35, maybe 36, somewhere around there. A little bit above 30%. But if we're up at all on the month, I think that's a good baseline indicator that we're doing the right thing. If we're down on the month, that means we lost way more than we should have in 30 days. So that's something I'm going to look at a lot. I think, I mean, I can go back here and you can see, like, you know, some months we were up 15%, 24%, 41%. This month was only 3%, but like, dude, it's still a positive month, you know. 18%, 31%, like that's a really good month. But yeah, I mean, that's all I need to consider, really. I'm just trying to think about things in a different aspect instead of, you know, seeing this big loss recently. You know, as long as we're still up in the month, I think it's a win. Those are just my thoughts, man. I think about this stuff a lot of times off camera, so I try to remind myself, tell you guys the way I think about this. But right now we're sitting like right here. This is what we're sitting at. So again, not terrible, man. We're still moving up. It's okay. And then here's my win rate. Another good thing I should talk about too real quick. I know I'm dragging this out. I could just talk to you guys for hours, really. It's like I said, I do a lot of stuff in the background. I try to keep up with this whole challenge. To be profitable, we need I want to say it's 83% win rate. Gambling every single day. So these are the days I gambled at all. Some days I don't have to gamble because I get sports betting profit, market goes up, you know, I don't need to gamble. So these are the days I did gamble. 392 out of the 429. And on those days, this is our win to loss percentages. So we win 71%. That should be 83% to be consistent in this challenge. And again, that's if we did gamble every day. So this is like technically doesn't need to be that high because we're not actually gambling on the website every single day. Hope that makes sense because that's not factoring in the days that we already made profit. So this is actually, you know, for the days we gamble, that's the numbers, but like we're winning more days than this through sports betting, the markets and everything. But yeah, we need an 83% win rate because you think it's 80% chance, or you think you need an 80% win rate because if you get one loss, you're down 4%. But then, you know, you get 4 wins, that's 4 more percent back equal. Well, you actually need a little bit more because the balance changes. So like you go down 4% on a $5,000 bankroll, that's $200. But then you're 4,800. So when you get a 1% profit goal on that day to recover, you're only getting $48. And then you're getting like 48.5, then 49. So there's like a little bit of like a, you know, couple dollars in there in that example that you're not recovering. So you need to get that extra like 83% win rate to recover the additional because the balance is smaller. So the 1% goal is smaller than the 4% drop. That's how math works. I know it's pretty confusing, but that's why the losses hurt because they're not just like a 4% drop. It's a 4% drop on like the highest balance that we're at right now. It's like the hardest hit. So considering all that, I might drop the stop loss to like 2%, do the blackjack strategy for a little bit, see how that runs, and we'll adjust as we need to. But I think that's it. I think that's everything I want to talk about. But we'll be good, man. I think we'll be good. I'm just gonna trust the process, take things slow. So like looking at like the next episode here real quick, just because I just entered our gambling accounts, or I guess our sports betting accounts before recording this video. You can see though, this is how I'd like most days to go. We already had profit, you know, I'll talk about this next episode, but we already had profit from sports betting, and I did move money into the investment account, so I'll talk about that too. But yeah, we have a good profit sports betting, so we only need to get like $23. That's how I should be every day. Hopefully the markets are going up, sports betting is doing good, and then I just need to gamble a little bit. You know, that's the idea with gambling, is like not really to recover these big dips. We're going into the day, I need to recover $122, I need to recover $100, I need to recover $140. That's like, you know, those days I shouldn't even probably be gambling. I should probably just take the L or like, you know, go for like a little bit. It's days like this where like we already did most of the work. I want to gamble to get that like extra $23. Like that's like really why the gambling is there. I know I started this off like straight gambling, but as I changed the challenge and everything, this is like a way smarter move. Just get that like $23 real quick, just to round this out, get a little bit extra profit, get that 1%. So hopefully we get more days like this. That's what I'm looking for. But I think that's going to take moving more money into crypto, moving more money into the investment account. And I haven't really done like a deep analysis on like the allocations, because I do need funds in these accounts at least, and bet online, to be able to place bets. So I can't take all this stuff out. Like our DraftKings is running pretty low. I'll probably have to move money from FanDuel. I'm always like trying to move money around, keep things equal, but as best as I can. But, I definitely use Bookmaker and Bet Online the least. Fliff I haven't used in like months. I should probably just take my money out of there. It's been like almost 3 months. But, because their odds aren't that great. But either way, I'm trying to figure out a way to like keep enough money in there where I can still place bets and not have to worry about move money back in, but maximize our crypto and investments as much as possible. I think that's the best play, is just to have that money in the background, hopefully going up instead of just sitting, $638. FanDuel isn't the best. We want that money. I could probably put like, $300-$400 into the stock market. I should probably do that soon. But that's my plan going forward. Some little updated review analysis I've been thinking about and stuff. But I'll stop rambling. That's enough. If you stayed this long, I appreciate you. I hope you learned something. I hope you don't gamble, man. We're pretty much break even. As I always say, don't gamble. It's a losing game in the long run. You will lose money. I don't suggest you try this. This is purely for fun. But I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, leave them below in the comments. I read every comment. Appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. And hope you stick with me for the rest of the challenge. We have a lot to get through, man. I think we're just getting started. And we'll be doing good. Just gotta trust the process, and we'll come back. So yeah, until next time, invest your money. Don't gamble it. Save it. Spend it wisely. And take care of yourself. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. All right. Peace.